is how to be. This is how to be. This is how to be human.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the first episode of How to Be a Human. This is your host, Grambo. You know what this is. Maybe you don't, maybe you do, but by the end of this, you are going to know. We're going to keep it short today. It's the opening episode, so we're going to start it real slow. We're going to talk about opening. I don't know exactly what that means to you, but in life, it seems to me that everyone has a problem opening. Like even with friends, I know people that struggle making friends, meeting girls meeting guys. There's nothing more confusing when you see a really hot girl that says she has a hard time meeting guys. I don't know about you, but I have a lot of friends that it bugs the living shit at. I don't know if you have any friends on Facebook, but literally half of the people that I know below 25, that's pretty much all they post about is memes about girls not being able to get girls, blah, blah, blah. And then it makes me understand why girls have a hard time meeting men, because these men are pussies. What the fuck's going on with these guys? So I got my producer here. His name is Burley. Say hello, Burley.
Hello.
So Burley's going to be here helping out. He's mixing. He's putting all the stitches together on this motherfucker. And he's going to throw some questions at me. So apparently we have some sort of question lined up. We're just going to jump right into it. Usually there might be some sort of format. There might not be some sort of format. Today, since it's the first episode, we're just going to jump right in. We're going to go right into it. So we're going to go with this first question.
So where is the first place to start when you see someone that you're attracted to?
I guess this person didn't want to give out their name. That's super cool. If you want to be identified or if you don't, we're always taking questions at How to Be a Human. So you can always reach us at hashtag H2BA. Hit us up. Be looking forward to it. So that question, how to meet, what was it again? How to meet people from the...
What's the first step when you see someone you're attracted to? Where do you start at the very beginning, the minute you realize?
So that's interesting. So it depends on if you're talking about call a warm approach or a cold approach. If you're going up cold, like in a bar, and you see a hot chick and you're going up, that's a different beast. Whereas if you're talking about a girl that's a friend of a friend, a coworker, someone that you actually like, that's a whole different thing. So depending on which way you want to go, I think today, cold approach is a kind of complicated subject. So let's start with something that everyone's familiar with. Everyone has the girl that they have a little man boner for. So let's start there with the warm approach, where you actually know a girl. You know that she has some interest in you. That's always the question. Are you clicking, on, or is it off? Because that's the first step. You got to be honest with yourself. Is this person as a friend? If this was a dude, would you have a good time with this person just shooting the shit, And so I always give the analogy of Big Fat Tony. If you worked with a guy named Big Fat Tony, nice guy, super sweetheart, has no friends, overweight, 400 pounds, works in your office, and all you guys are going to go out and get a drink. And you decide hey, I'm going to ask Big Fat Tony if he wants to come. No expectations. You're not trying to fuck Big Fat Tony. You're not trying to get money out of Big Fat Tony. You don't want Big Fat Tony to give you a ride to the airport. You're offering value to Big Fat Tony. He's a lonely guy. He's bored. So you say, hey, Tony, do you want to go out and get a drink with us later? Tony's like, fuck yeah, man. That actually sounds awesome. I never go out. It'd be awesome to go out with you guys. Great. You're going out with Big Fat Tony. No implications. If you ask Big Fat Tony for his number, is it awkward? Because that's another thing I actually do get a few questions about. It's how do I get a girl's number? How would you get Big Fat Tony's number? You would never send me an email like, Grambo, there's this big fat dude at work who's really lonely and has no friends, and I have lots of friends, and I'm pretty cool and popular at work, and I want Big Fat Tony to come. How should I ask Big Fat Tony for his number? You would never ask me that in a million years. But the hot chick at work, you don't know how to. You ask for her number the same way. Why are you trying to get sexual at work? That is not the place. You build friendship and rapport. So the hot chick at work, you walk up to her just like she's Big Fat Tony. Hey, Amanda from accounting, do you want to come out? Me and fucking Burley and Steve and Cindy from accounts receivable, we're all going out to bar. Do you want to come hang out? Right then and there's your first indication. You know what the sexiest thing in a man is resiliency. I think a guy who's able to go out and procure meat for his family, in the caveman society, like he's not fucking like, oh, I didn't get the meat last time, so I might as well just stay home. No, resiliency,
Persistence.
but that's a double-edged sword. You gotta have the goods, because the last thing I want to do is give someone the advice of like, be persistent. You gotta have the goods. It's kind of like if someone was asking me advice about how to become a rock star, and it's like you need to be persistent, right? You should probably, if you are serious about doing something like you are, you should probably quit your job. You should get a manager. You should start booking a tour. But if you suck, the last thing I want to ever do is give someone the advice of be persistent. You got to realize that who you are in this world. Like, I know really good looking, gorgeous men who just suck with women. And then I know dudes who are, by societal standards, trolls that are just picking up girls left and right, and how do you account for that? Big dick, money. That's what all the losers like to say. That's not the case at all. It really just comes down to fun, entertainment. It's attraction. In the very beginning of it, it all comes down to attraction. What is attraction? It's that little spark, it's putting the car in first gear. It's like, is there any friction going on here? Does this person like me? Do I like this person? Do they enjoy my time? Is there flirtatious energy? I don't ever want to give dudes who are creepy and losers bad advice of being persistent. It really comes down to be cool, be fucking normal. Which is why it goes back to the Big Fat Tony thing. You would be normal. You wouldn't be creepy with Big Fat Tony. You wouldn't be sexual. You wouldn't be anything. You'd be offering value. You'd be like, hey, I have something fun I'm going to do. Do you want to be a part of it? No? Well, then go fuck yourself. That's essentially the view that you should have with women in life. So when people say, how do I meet people? What's the opening step? I'd say it's the same thing. You just go up, you say, hey, we're doing something fun tonight. Do you want to come? She says, yes. You show up instantaneously. It's kind of a make or break moment here, because now you are in a place where you need to be, communicative. There's different levels of communication that women are communicating with men on, that men you generally don't have any clue about. Little sub communications. Like how you talk, your voice inflection. Like a lot of dudes, something I've been studying a lot recently is like voice tonality inflection. Like, hey, how are you doing? Versus, hey, how you doing? It's two different things. If you speak and you're like, hey, I feel like maybe if you wanted to go out and I could get your number and then maybe we could get married and have babies and my car insurance would go down and my mom, no. Hey, do you want to go out? Me and Burley are going out. Cindy from accounting. Do you want to go? Yes. Awesome. I'll see you there. Meet her there. Now you hug her. Why are you trying to hug someone in a creepy place, at work? And you can hug people at work, but it doesn't have the same kind of, you're building an escalation. Step one, attraction. Is she even remotely attracted? Will she come out and hang out? Step two, is she grossed out by my touch? Can I hug her? And when I say, this is the other thing, you should always be the first person breaking most interactions. Like if you hug a girl, you should probably be the first one to break the hug. The first time you kiss a girl, you should probably be the first one to fucking break the kiss. It's animal instincts at that point, right? Once you're out with a girl and you're being physical and things, and especially if there's other women, like make sure there's other women in your group. That's the best advice I could ever give to like a single guy that wants to meet women. I would say if you're going out, especially for cold approach, like if you're going out and meeting strangers, the best thing to do is have a female friend in your crew. It subcommunicates so much. It literally, it shows that what they call on the internet pre-selected, it saves if this girl isn't been beaten by you or creeped out by you or done some other horrible thing that meant it. If this girl is verified that you're cool by giving you her presence, that girl that you're after instantaneously knows, like, he's not going to put me in a van down by the river. I know I'm safe.
It's like a vouch.
Exactly. It's literally, it's like, it's a club. There's a freaking Seinfeld episode about that in the 90s about when George carries around a picture of his ex-wife who died, and he carries around a fake picture of her, of a really hot model. And when these hot girls find, oh my God, you were dating a model and she died. That is the ultimate pickup, as Seinfeld defined it, that's the best testing situation. You have sympathy, you have trust, and you're pre-selected. You've been vouched for by the what I don't remember what they called it, the island hot women or something. But it goes back to then. People have known this. Just be cool. You wouldn't worry about Big Fat Tony. Don't worry about fucking hot chick Denise at work. So from there, like I said, animal instincts really should be taking over at this point. Like if it's on, it's on, and it really comes down to you. If you know it's on, then yeah, be persistent, and you got to make the first move. You were nice, you offered value, you were cool, you were safe, you were discreet, you weren't going to blow up her spot, and you also notified her, I'm not going to glom on to you in the morning. If you don't ever want to see me again, that you're welcome to. And if you do want to see me again, I'm super open to that because I like our chemistry. Honesty wins every time. Coolness wins every time. You know, you can't, there's no, the funny thing about game is that it's not a game. It's a series of games. It's a lot of, like, people think like, oh, I'm gaming. Now, game is like a lot of small games. When you want to make your move, that's a little game. When you want to take her to the after party, that's a little game. But in between all those little games is you just being a normal fucking human. And which is why I thought a long time about what do I title my podcast, and it came to me, How to Be a Human, because it's not about pickup, it's not about dating, it's not about game, it's not about any of that shit. It's about being a human, being normal. This is also, I think there's a lot of you that wouldn't. Talking about Big Fat Tony, I'm not insulting Big Fat Tony. I don't think a lot of you would ask Big Fat Tony out for drinks. I don't think you would offer value. I think that most people are looking for someone cooler than them to give them value, give them the idea that they're cool and everything. But what if you had the idea that you're cool and you could go up to someone who feels less and you could like make it's like, I always thought of the analogy, or maybe it was given to me on the internet back in the day. It's like an empty cup, you know, value is a cup that's full, and you walk up to people and you don't ask, hey, can you pour some of your fulfilling joy into my cup? My cup is empty. No, your cup runneth over. You fucking walk up and you say, hey, I don't want anything in return from you. I just want to give you good emotion. And guess what? Dudes that just want to give good emotion get laid more than anybody. They're not concerned. Think of the stereotype of the surfer, right? We all know, like, especially us 90s kids that grew up all through the 80s and 90s, it was always the trope. The surfer dude, he is getting the girls. Spicoli. All the chicks want a Spicoli. Maybe not Spicoli specifically because he was a bit, but Sean Penn. So maybe if girls don't want Sean Spicoli, you know who they fucking do want? Sean motherfucking Penn. You know who was the hottest chick? You know who the Britney Spears of the 1990s was? Madonna. And you know who was banging Madonna?
I'm going to guess Sean Penn.
Sean motherfucking Penn. Because he's cool. He's aloof. He's doing his own thing. He went and hung out with El Chapo, the fucking Mexican drug cartel. It's the same kind of thing. You know, I always think, you know how people have the little "What would Jesus do" bracelet? I think if we ever get some funding here at How to Be a Human, I'm gonna make some fucking bracelets. WWCD. And what would Clooney do? What would Clooney do? Clooney would be cool. Clooney doesn't give a fuck. Clooney'd rather have a cup of espresso at a nice restaurant with a friend than bang another hot model in a hotel room. You know what I'm saying? It's not about the game. It's about life. Have a fun life. Have a fun fucking disposition about you, and you're just going to naturally attract people. And you're also going to naturally off-put people. This is the first thing I thought when I was thinking like, hey, I'm going to do a podcast about like, this is how you fucking should live your life, jerky. You think I don't expect to get a little hate back about like, what the fuck? Who do you think you are telling people? I don't think I'm anybody. I think I'm a guy who studied life for the last 20 years pretty intensely, came up with some ideas. So if you have a better fucking idea of how to get guys laid, how to get girls happier relationships, and how to fucking have happy, stable parents going into the future of these children that are being born every fucking day without stable parents, then you fucking start a podcast, jackass. Until then, How to Be a Human is the best way to fucking get that intel right now. Coming live, Burley Studios, Denver, Colorado. We're going to wrap up right there. I love you guys. Awesome first episode. Thank you, Burley. Remember, hashtag H2BA. I would love to hear from you guys. Submit your questions. That's going to be a big thing about this. We got one question here, and that pretty much allowed me the room to rant for a good fucking 10, 20 minutes. So send in your questions. The more personal, the more universal, guys. Seriously, this is all about offering value. This is my way. I want you laid more than I want me laid. So tune in, send me your questions, and I love you guys. I'll see you next time.